Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a question that nags at so many of us. Why do so many folks, even those who seem vibrant and healthy in their 70s, not make it past 85? If you're someone who dreams of staying sharp, strong, and independent for as long as possible, this one's for you. You might be eating right, seeing your doctor regularly, taking your meds like clockwork, but what if I told you that some of the biggest threats to your longevity are the small, everyday choices you might not even notice? Not dramatic emergencies, but quiet, creeping habits that chip away at your body and mind until it's too late to catch them. In this video, we're breaking down 5 sneaky mistakes that most people make without realizing mistakes that could be stealing years from your life. These aren't just random health tips. They're real, grounded insights drawn from the experiences of doctors, caregivers, and folks who've outlived their peers. Whether you're in your late 60s, pushing 80, or just planning ahead, these 5 avoidable slip-ups could be why your body feels older than it should. More importantly, we'll talk about what you can do today to turn things around. If you're serious about making your golden years truly golden, staying active, mentally sharp, and waking up with purpose, stick with us. Every step we cover will bring you closer to not just a longer life, but a richer one. So, let's jump in and uncover the 5 key reasons people don't make it past 85 and how you can make sure you're not one of them. Mistake 1. Skipping the small moves that keep you young. The first big misstep people over 70 make is thinking that only intense workouts count. You know what I mean, those grueling gym sessions, flashy fitness plans, or marathon training that just don't fit your life anymore. And when that mindset takes over, a lot of folks just give up on moving altogether. But here's the truth. It's not the gym that saves you. It's the little everyday movements that keep you alive and thriving longer than you might expect. Think about it: strolling to the mailbox, bending to pull a weed, reaching up to grab a mug, or pacing while you chat on the phone. These tiny actions are your body's secret weapon against decline. When you move less each day, even by a little, your muscles start to fade. Your joints stiffen up, your balance gets wobbly, and the scariest part? You often don't notice until you trip, or you're too tired to get dressed in the morning. That's how frailty sneaks in, not with a bang, but with a whisper. And it's not just physical. Movement pumps blood to your brain, releases feel-good chemicals, stretches your lungs, strengthens your bones, and keeps your digestion humming. But spend most of your day sitting, and your body starts shutting down quietly, efficiently, like it's saying, "Guess we're not needed anymore." A fascinating study found that just standing up and moving for 3 minutes every half hour can slash your risk of early death by over 30%. Not running, not lifting weights, just light movement. Yet so many of us brush this off. Let me tell you about Clara, a 79-year-old retired librarian from Vermont. After retiring, Clara stopped most of her physical activity. She wasn't sick, just slowing down. She told her son, "I feel like I'm creaking more every year." Then came a wake-up call, a small stumble while gardening. Her doctor warned her, "Your strength is fading faster than it should for your age." Instead of joining a gym, Clara made a simple rule: no sitting for more than 30 minutes without getting up. She'd do a quick stretch, walk around her living room, or do a few chair squats while making tea. 6 months later, she felt like she'd shaved years off her body, not because she was working harder, but because she was moving more. The real issue here is a mindset trap. Too many of us think slowing down is just part of aging. Sure, a little slowdown is natural, but sitting still isn't. When we treat movement as optional, we speed up the very decline we're afraid of losing our independence. Longevity doesn't belong to the fastest or the fittest. It belongs to those who keep moving, no matter how small the steps. So, if you're over 70 and want to see 85 and beyond, remember, every step counts. You don't need to be an athlete. Keep walking, keep reaching, keep standing. That's how you stay in the game. Mistake 2. Dodging routine health checkups. The second mistake that keeps people from reaching 85 isn't some big dramatic illness, it's the quiet problems they never see coming. Too many folks over 70 stop going to the doctor unless something hurts. They skip checkups, shrug off small changes, and hope it's just getting old. But that quiet avoidance can cost you years. The deadliest conditions: high blood pressure, diabetes, Even some cancers don't always scream for attention early on. They creep in, silently damaging your organs, your circulation, your immune system, with no flashing warning signs. By the time you feel symptoms, the damage might already be deep. But catch them early. And most of these issues can be managed, treated, or even reversed. The trick? You've got to spot them first. Here's the tough part. Avoiding discomfort is human nature. Nobody loves doctor visits, hearing hard truths, or getting poked for lab tests. But for those over 70, skipping annual checkups is like driving a car and never checking the oil. It might run fine until it doesn't. Too many people end up in the ER hearing, "If only we'd caught this sooner." Take James, a 74-year-old grandfather from Oregon. "I'm fine," I kept saying. "Just a bit tired." His daughter pushed him to get a full checkup, and it turned out his cholesterol was through the roof, heading toward a heart attack he didn't even know was coming. With early detection, James made some changes, swapped fried snacks for fruit, started evening walks, and within a year, his numbers were back in a safe zone. No meds, no hospital stays, just awareness and action. Why do so many avoid this? Fear. Fear of bad news, fear of aging, fear of hearing something they don't want to face. But here's the irony. Facing those fears empowers you. Knowing what's going on in your body gives you control. You make choices, not excuses. That's what separates those thriving in their 80s from those who don't make it past their 70s. There's this myth that, "What I don't know can't hurt me." For older adults, it's the opposite. What you don't know can be exactly what takes you down. Think of screenings like blood pressure checks, mammograms, or colonoscopies as guardrails on a winding road, keeping you steady even when you can't see what's ahead. And there's an emotional side too. Regular checkups aren't just about catching disease, they're about peace of mind. Knowing your numbers, having a doctor who gets your history, building a plan for your health, that all builds confidence. And confidence leads to better habits, better sleep, less stress. It's a ripple effect. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, drop a quick "I'm here" in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support keeps us creating content like this to inform and inspire you. Mistake 3. Letting loneliness take over. One of the sneakiest threats to living past 85 isn't a disease like heart trouble or cancer, it's loneliness. We don't talk about it enough. But loneliness is a health risk as serious as smoking or obesity. When people drift away from friends, lose touch with family, or stop showing up to community events, something inside them starts to fade. Their sense of purpose dims, their spirit dulls, and their body follows suit. You don't need a house full of people or a packed social calendar. It's about real, meaningful connection, someone to laugh with, talk to, share your thoughts with. Yet, as we age, many of us pull back. Maybe we've lost loved ones. Maybe we don't feel as sharp as we used to. Or maybe we think, "I don't want to be a burden." So we stay home. We stay quiet. And slowly, we start to disappear, not just from others' lives, but from our own. The science here is staggering. Studies show chronic loneliness in older adults raises the risk of early death by 26–45%. Why? Because isolation eats away at everything: your sleep, your immune system, your mental health. It can lead to depression, anxiety, even cognitive decline. Your brain needs people like your body needs water. Let me tell you about Henry, a 77-year-old widower from Colorado. After his wife passed, he spent nearly a year barely talking to anyone but his mail carrier. His health tanked. He lost weight, stopped shaving, and his arthritis flared up. Then a neighbor invited him to a weekly book club at the local library. He didn't want to go, but he did. That one choice led to new friendships, shared laughs, and a sense that he still mattered. Within months, his mood lifted, he slept better, and even his pain felt more manageable. Connection doesn't just keep you alive, it makes you feel alive, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The truth is, you have to reach out, even when it feels hard. Make that call. Say yes to that invite. Join that group or start a conversation. Waiting for others to notice you're lonely won't work. They're busy, distracted, or just unaware. You've got to be your own advocate. And here's the deeper layer. When you're isolated, it's not just that others miss you, you miss you. In conversation, in laughter, In being seen and heard, you feel fully human. Your stories, your wisdom, your presence, they matter. And your presence in someone's life might be exactly what they need, just as theirs might be what you need right now. If you're feeling distant or closed off, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start small, call an old friend, visit a community center, wave to a neighbor. These tiny acts of courage build a bridge back to life. And when you cross it, you'll find your joy, your strength, your spark, they're still there, waiting for you. Mistake 4. Ignoring the silent fire of inflammation. Here's something most folks over 70 don't realize. That nagging ache in your knees, that stiffness in your back, that puffiness in your handset might not just be aging. It could be chronic inflammation. Left unchecked, it doesn't just make you uncomfortable, it quietly raises your risk for heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, arthritis, and even early death. Inflammation in small bursts is your body's way of healing. A cut gets red, swells, and repairs. But when it lingers, when your body stays in that fight mode day after day, it starts breaking down healthy tissues instead of fixing them. It's like leaving a smoldering fire in your house. It might not burn the place down right away, but the damage builds up. The problem? Most people don't even know they're inflamed. There's no loud alarm. It shows up as fatigue, brain fog, a little swelling here, a little stiffness there, whispers before the scream. And too many older adults mistake it for just getting old, when really, their body is crying for help. Take Sarah, a 75-year-old from Michigan. She dealt with joint pain, low energy, and frequent colds. Her doctor ran tests and found her inflammation markers were sky high. Instead of piling on meds, they took a different approach. Sarah cut out processed snacks, added anti-inflammatory foods like spinach, turmeric smoothies, and salmon twice a week, and committed to a 20-minute morning walk, rain or shine. 3 months later, she felt like a new person. Her joints weren't perfect, but she moved easier, thought clearer, and even felt happier. Why? Because inflammation doesn't just hit your body, it messes with your brain, making you more likely to feel anxious, irritable, or down. The good news? You have more power over inflammation than you think. It starts with what's on your plate. Sugary treats, fried foods, and processed meats fan the flames. But berries, olive oil, nuts, and green tea help put them out. Add some daily movement, solid sleep, and stress management, and you're not just easing symptoms, you're slowing aging at its core. Every step you take to cool inflammation sends a signal to your body. I'm still here, still fighting. That mindset shifts everything from surviving to thriving, from dreading mornings to looking forward to what the day brings. So, if you're brushing off those aches or chalking up fatigue to age, take another look. Your body might be trying to tell you something. The sooner you listen, the more years and life you can add to your journey. Mistake 5. Living without a purpose. There's a reason people with a sense of purpose tend to live longer. It's not magic. It's biology, psychology, and human nature working together in a quiet, powerful way. When you wake up each day with something to look forward to, even something small, you give your brain a reason to stay engaged, your body a reason to keep moving, and your heart a reason to keep beating. But too many people over 70 slip into a life that feels empty. Work's done, kids are grown, schedules slow down, and before they know it, days blur together. They eat, nap, watch TV, maybe flip through old photos, but that spark? It's fading. That's not aging. That's disconnection. And it's one of the biggest threats to longevity that nobody warns you about. Purpose doesn't mean climbing mountains or starting a business. It can be as simple as tending a garden, helping a neighbor, learning a new skill, or being the person your grandkids can count on. Purpose is what pulls you forward, gives your days rhythm and meaning. Without it, people start to fade not just emotionally, but physically. There's even a term for it, existential frailty, when a lack of meaning starts to erode your health. Your immune system weakens, your motivation tanks. You stop seeking connections or trying new things, and slowly, you drift away from the world. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 79-year-old from Texas. After her husband passed, she felt like someone had unplugged her life. She spent months just existing, eating quick meals, sleeping too much, not caring who she saw. Then her grandson asked her to help him learn to bake, something she used to love. That small request lit a spark. She started teaching him recipes, then invited his friends to join. Soon, she was hosting a weekly baking club at her church. 6 months later, Margaret had something she hadn't felt in years: pride. She had a reason to get dressed, to smile, to plan. Her blood pressure improved, her energy surged, and she felt alive again. That's the power of purpose. It doesn't just make you feel better, it helps you live longer and live better. It starts with one question: what gives my life meaning right now? If you're retired, widowed, or feeling like your best days are behind you, pause and rethink. Your purpose might have changed, it probably has, but that doesn't mean it's gone. It might be hiding under grief, routine, or fear, but it's there. And the moment you reach for it, your life starts again. Because living long isn't about dodging death, it's about embracing life, even if it looks different than it used to. Here's the deal: making it to 85 isn't just about good genes or lucky breaks. It's about choices, small, daily choices that add up over time. Most people don't pass early because of one big mistake. They pass because they repeat small mistakes without realizing the cost: neglecting their bodies, ignoring their minds, isolating themselves, and letting go of the spark that makes life worth living. Aging isn't the end, it's a new chapter. But whether that chapter is filled with connection, health, and joy, or shadowed by regret, depends on how you write it. And the pen? It's still in your hand. So, ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do differently today? Could you take a walk around the block instead of staying inside? Call a friend instead of waiting for them to call you? Book that checkup you've been putting off? Or maybe just sit with a cup of coffee and ask, what makes me happy right now? The secret to a longer life isn't locked in a lab or a medical chart. It's in your habits, your relationships, your mindset, and your willingness to believe your story still matters. And it does more than you know. Thanks for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts mean the world to us, and reading them keeps us motivated to keep going. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Your support helps us keep creating content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.